what's new in the world then, folks? How's everyone doing?
Silence.
Had a haircut.
You have had a
slight
haircut.
Yeah. I mean, Stu, did they mean to take all your hair off?
Did it myself.
There we go.
And you'd never know. That's no moon. Yeah. I have, listeners, taken all my hair off and shaved my head and my beard.
But you left your magnificent eyebrows.
I left my yes. Well, I wouldn't be able to act without my eyebrows.
That's true. Yeah, you attended the Roger Moore School, didn't you? Very good. Very good eyebrow acting. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it works really well on radio, doesn't it? Yeah. I was waggling them for all I was worth.
No,
Independently of each other and simultaneously. It's very good. Very impressive.
Different sides of the room and everything.
Stu, our very own Stu is very dexterous when it comes to his eyebrows, apparently.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom. I'm your games master for this game and many others on this channel, and I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
And Mr. Darren Mafucci.
All right.
Good evening, gentlemen. How is everybody?
All right.
Good evening, Dom. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I have nothing to report.
Nothing has changed. Everything is normal. Just the way we like it in lockdown.
I'm going to comment. I mean, here we are, episode 36, and every time, and I think it's brilliant, but every single episode, Dom, you always start it off exactly the same way, as if it was a recording, but it's not a recording. But your intonations and you're so consistent with it. It's brilliant.
There we go.
I'm
I'm
sick of
glad
it.
you
It's
said
driving
that.
me crazy.
I
Getting
mean,
right on my tits.
I mean,
No, it's
I was thinking, Stu. Yeah, it's about time somebody said something. Because no,
I mean-
no, Dom, we like your intonation. It's very, very
Yeah.
professional. Very,
I mean, all I'm going to say is I've got to use my performing arts degree somewhere. It might as well be here.
people know what they're listening to. They know well, we're listening to Tales from the 20 Side. There's Dom,
Well-
and he sounds like Dom always does.
If by episode 36 the listeners don't know that it's an actual play podcast, then
We're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
We're doing something seriously wrong. But there we go.
But
right.
don't ever change that.
I don't intend to. Don't you worry. Don't you
I mean,
worry.
we could just record one and just insert it.
No.
No.
How would I grandiosely recapture the room when we're all chatting away?
Tell us to
And there
shut
you
the
just
fuck
did
up.
it. Yeah, silence. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So it sounds like we're all eager and ready to pop straight back into our game.
I'm going to say very quickly for our American listeners, Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Turkey Day, everybody.
I better
Happy
message my
Thanksgiving.
brother. He lives in the States. I completely forgot it was Thanksgiving.
Well, it's not as we're recording it.
Is it not?
It's
On the video.
this goes out on the 21st.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We're going to cut all this, are we?
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is quality banter for us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I've had enough of this fucking
let's give
session
you any
already.
pretense of a live broadcast or a timely, even.
There we go. All right then. Well, as by way of a Thanksgiving gift to our American listeners across the Atlantic, we're going to get going with our game here, folks. So, our intrepid adventurers, Orwin Templeton, Brother Amos, and Otto von Niederschläger, have made their way to the Pale Tower, a large icy structure on kind of the hillside, the mountains of Irisen, wherein they believe they will find a few things. They are looking not only for a means to shut down the winter portal that is spreading winter in their homeland of Taldor. They are also seeking to recover a friend of theirs who assisted them recently in the town of Woldsby, a woman by the name of Nadia Petska, who had been taken by the guards of the tower for questioning related to something that they were looking for. You approached the Pale Tower, spoke with the guards on duty outside, and convinced them to allow you entry to speak with Radosek, the mysterious current master of the tower itself. Radosek himself made an appearance in some mirrors on the ground floor, whilst you were flanked on all sides by more of these tower guardsmen. And after a very tense conversation, Radosek seemed to tire of what you were telling him, and ordered his men to arrest you. And as we bring ourselves back in, the three of you are engaged in a battle with a number of these guardsmen. Otto has taken the form of a snake and killed one of them, as is his MO.
That's what I do.
And the sergeant leading these men has just taken out a whistle from her pack and has blown it very sharply. But that is where we bring ourselves back in. So we are still in initiative here, and acting next is going to be Olwyn. What would you like to do?
Oh gosh. So first thing will be to instruct Chardonnay to attack the bandit in front of him. Let's see. So that'd be 2 attacks.
Right, roll those 2 attacks.
First one is 19.
19 will hit.
Okay, that's going to be for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Nice. And the second attack, no, 6.
6 does miss. Chardonnay gets a bite onto this guardsman's on his flank, goes for a second strike, and he just places a kick towards Chardonnay's muzzle and just stays him off.
What a bastard!
2 actions left, Olwyn.
2 actions left. Yeah, Alwyn is going to attempt another disarm at the sergeant.
All right, roll a athletics roll, please.
Oh, that's good. Rolled a 19, so 23.
23.
So this is against reflex DC.
Oh yes, that's right. 23 is a success. You have successfully loosened her grip on her weapon.
Loosened, so she's still got the weapon, or?
Yes, she has.
Okay, so disarm doesn't disarm.
No, I believe it's only on a critical success you actually knock the weapon out. But
right.
where the weapon has been loosened in her grip, I think that makes it easier for you to try again, essentially, or for other people to do the same thing.
So if I had another success on disarm, would that actually disarm her then?
No, so the way it works is when you roll that athletics check against the reflex DC, on a success you weaken their grip on it until the start of her next turn. Any attempts to disarm her gain a +2 bonus, and she takes a -2 penalty to attacks with it. It's only ever on a critical success that you actually knock the item out of her hand.
Right, okay. Okay. I'm going to attempt another disarm on her then.
Alright, that is technically an attack, so that will be with your -5 penalty.
I understand, but I do get +2, so it's going to be -3.
-3, yes.
Yeah. No, that's not going to go anywhere. Then 9.
9, okay. You'll be relieved to know, not a critical failure.
No, good.
So yeah, you start trying to wind the sap with your rapier, And initially you get a good bit of movement on her. You can see it slipping out of her grasp, and then she changes direction and forces your sword across to the other side of your body, and you're unable to continue doing that there.
Okay.
End of your turn, Owen?
That's me.
Alright, end of your turn. We move round to the other guardsmen. So this one that is in between all of yourselves and Chardonnay turns towards you, Olwyn, and makes 2 strikes towards you with his sap. Nine's a miss, 8's a miss, Jesus. And third strike is a 17 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, so it goes for 3 strikes towards you, Olwyn, but you're too quick and you get out of the way of those. A flurry of attacks come towards Brother Amos and Otto. So against Amos, I've got a 12, 21,
21 hits.
an 18.
No.
Okay, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, Brother Amos, as one of these attacks gets through your defence.
Liberating step.
Okay. And again, the resistance on that is...
2 plus my level, so 5 points.
So you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, Brother Amos, as opposed to 8. 3 more attacks come into you, Brother Amos, and they also miss.
Ha!
Against Otto, I've got an 11, an 8, and a 13.
They all miss.
You'll miss.
They all miss my wiry, slippery snake.
Jesus. And yeah, so total dud there as this snake is writhing around.
These men are toast.
Two of these guardsmen sort of rain 3 blows with their sap at your snake, but you're just too quick and slippery for them. None of those attacks hit you.
I
was awful.
thought that the entirety of you had turned into the snake, not just a bit of you.
Oh no, it is the entirety. It is me. Yes, this is my slippery snake. Oh yes, no, I missed the joke.
They miss your wiry, slippery snake,
Yes,
and the rest of you.
There was some awful die rolls in there, but that ends their turn. We're back round to Otto.
Oh well, there was a guardsman who I attacked previously, who was still standing, was he not?
Yes, there was.
So I will attack him again.
All right, roll an attack.
It's 14.
14 is a miss. You snap towards him, and he takes the attack on his breastplate.
Right. Well, I will attack again. This time it is 27.
That is going to hit. What's your damage, Otto?
2d4 piercing, so that's... I just throw it once and double it.
No, you throw
no.
two d4s.
So roll it twice. Add them
Right, it
together.
was the same anyway. So that's 4 points of piercing and 3 points of poison.
Okay, and similarly to the other individual who is writhing on the ground, this one, his eyes roll back into his head. There's a nasty black mark spreading across his neck, and he drops to the ground and also stops moving.
There must be a third one somewhere nearby.
You do have another action, kind of on the other side to that one you just brought down. There are 3 more guardsmen.
Are there any within strike range?
Yes, they're all within strike range.
Oh, well, I'll go for the nearest one then.
Okay. All right.
That's 14.
14 is a miss, unfortunately. So that's going to end your turn there, Otto. And we are back round to Brother Amos.
So, I have a question,
Yes.
because Brother Amos kind of let it slip his mind that he's been carrying around a staff all this time. And he's just gone to scratch his back and remembered it's there. So I would quite like to use my staff, but under my traits it says 2-hand D8 and I don't know what that means.
So that means that weapon, it requires 2 hands to use it.
Okay.
And I think I might be staff 2-handed. Oh no, that's a lie. So your staff, you can use it either with 1 hand or with 2 hands. If you choose to use it with 2 hands, it does D8 damage rather than D4.
Okay. I'm going to use it with 2 hands.
Okay. Yeah. So you use your first action to draw your staff. Your second action to strike with it. Who are you striking? The sergeant or one of the guardsmen behind you?
The sergeant again.
All right. Roll that attack.
12.
12 is a miss. I'm adding my. You should be adding to it. I think for the monk it might be the same as your unarmed strike.
It's 8, so it's 20.
20 total. 20 is exactly what you need. You slip past her guard and also the guard of the individual who is protecting her, and you deliver a strike.
7.
7 points of damage. Okay.
Is that including strength?
Yes. Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Excellent.
Right. So you got 1 action left there, Brother Amos.
I will try again with the staff. Can I if I wanted to use the staff to ssweep at her legs to try and knock her to the ground? Is that something I can do, or is the staff just?
I mean, yeah, you could. You could certainly, if you wanted to, you could attempt to trip her rather than attacking her. That's something you can do.
Yes, I want to try that.
Okay, so I believe. Yes, athletics. Trip, here we go. So yes, give me an athletics roll, please, there, Brother Amos.
12.
12 is not a success, unfortunately. She sees what you're going for, and as you sweep the staff towards her legs, just like you're taught in skipping class, she watches for the right moment and she hops nimbly over the staff.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Alright, end of your turn there, Brother Amos. Okay. We are back round to the sergeant, who sort of back to back with one of these guardsmen, sort of is looking between yourself, Brother Amos, and Olwyn, sort of seeming sizing up which way she's going to go with her attacks. And just as she begins to spring, you all hear a voice call out from the direction of the mirrors that are placed around the room. Oh, for heaven's sake, Dodser, really? Calling for backup already? I should have known this was beyond you. You're far too hot-headed. Right. My orders have changed. These individuals are still of interest to me. But stop trying to subdue them, for heaven's sake. You're clearly going to lose, Sergeant. The sergeant sort of... Owen, you can see where she's looking at you. There's a redness to her face that wasn't there beforehand.
It's embarrassed.
And she sort of looks over at you, lifts up a hand as if to say hold to the rest of the room, and she looks over at you, Olwyn, and she says, "Well, all right. Your move, creep." We're round to your turn, Olwyn.
Okay, first action, no. So, these two guards that have gone down, I meant to do this last round, but I forgot because we had a break between. Am I next to either of them?
You are not.
Right, so first action I would like to move so that I am next to both of them, if that's possible. If that means shoving Otto out the way, so be it.
You would need to do that, yes.
You can just step over me. I don't take up much room.
To clarify, Olwyn, the sergeant still looks like she's holding ready to strike you.
I understand that.
Okay.
But yes, I would like to move so that, basically move into Otto's space then. Second action, I would like to perform battle medicine on the first guard that went down.
Okay. Roll me that medicine check, Olwyn.
That's pretty good. 26.
I was waiting for you to have a critical fumble and kill him. It was meant to be a conciliatory gesture, but
based on the situation you're currently in, you are rolling against a higher DC, but that is still a success.
Okay. So he gets 2d8 back, is that right?
Yes.
He gets 6 hit points back then.
Okay.
And I would like to, with my final action, perform battle medicine on the second guard that went down.
Alright, roll that again.
That is exactly the same again, 26.
Okay, and again, that is a success. Despite how nasty the venom that Otto has pumped into these individuals, you're able to kind of clench the wound and stop it from spreading. And
get 7 back.
That's right, get up so we can kill you again.
Okay, you watch as these two individuals, they both stop convulsing on the ground. They sort of lie still, and you can see that the breathing has returned to them.
Well, they're not a threat anymore still. They don't have to die.
See, we're not bad people.
They're good people at heart.
Well, I'm not a bad person anyway.
We enter your turn, or when we move round to the guardsmen, you can see they're all kind of looking amongst each other, very confused. They've all got kind of one eye on the sergeant herself, seemingly waiting for further orders. As you're kind of seeing this, the icy portcullis that you came through opens again. The two guardsmen who were outside, kind of still watching the gate, they come moving through the gates with their weapons drawn, and they look into the room and they see the sergeant with her hand raised, and they stop in their tracks, and you hear doors further to the north opening, and the sound of armoured footsteps as another 4 of these guardsmen come sort of filing out, seemingly ready for battle, and they all stop in their tracks at the sign at the sight of the sergeant with her hand raised.
Tweet has narrowly avoided TPK.
That will end their turn. We're back round to Otto.
Oh, well, in that case, I will untransform myself and become Otto again.
Okay.
Otto, the amiable dwarf, faced sorcerer bounty hunter.
Okay. You release your transformation. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
No, I think now is the time to wait and see.
Okay. End of Otto's turn. We're round to Brother Amos.
I
You sure you don't want to have one last try with this?
I was thinking briefly of throwing my staff at one of the dudes that Alwyn just revived. No, I think Brother Amos is just going to wait and see what happens. Because I imagine that there's a bit of a stare-off now.
There is a little bit. Okay. End of your turn there, Brother Amos. We come back round to Sergeant Doltsev. You see she very slowly... you see she seems to relax a little bit, though still tense. You see her grip on her weapon tighten for just a second, and her arms go slack, and she slows the sap. And you watch as all the other guardsmen around the room also do the same. And once again, you hear the voice calling out from the mirrors around the room. Yes, very good, Dodsev. See, you can follow some orders, can't you? Very well. Go and fetch Captain Orlov. I'll have her escort our guests to my chambers. Yes, Radosek, says the sergeant. She looks across the room at the three of you. You three stay here. And you idiots, she calls to the rest of the guardsmen. You make sure they don't go to places they're not supposed to. And with an angry swish of her cloak, she turns and disappears towards the south.
I'd be interested to know how you're all going to stop us if we tried, but okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. You won't get battle medicine next time.
You watch as the sergeant moves away. The rest of these guardsmen all do cluster very tightly around you.
Okay, I'll put the rapier away. I'll stow it.
Yeah, stow my staff.
Get Chardonnay to sit.
Alright. Are you doing anything else whilst you're waiting?
No Chardonnay, I said sit!
One of the guardsmen who's watching just sees this happen, and you see him go, for fuck's sake. Disappears off towards the north. You hear a door open and close, and he comes back with a mop.
Corporal Booper Scooper.
So you're waiting in this chamber for a tense few minutes, whilst the sergeant is gone. And then after again maybe another 5 minutes of waiting, you hear the sound of two sets of footsteps approaching from the south, and you see Sergeant Doltsev re-emerging. Bringing with her is a very stockily built woman. If you were to guess her age, you'd put her somewhere in her 30s. A long blonde braid that cascades down her back. Dressed very simply in sort of wintry furs and such. And you see that sort of slung across her shoulders is a large great sword. And as the two of them walk back in, she looks across the three of you with an icy glare, and a fourth icy glare towards the sergeant, and just with a slight nod of her head, she indicates for you to follow her.
Yeah. I will all jauntily follow her.
Yes, I'll sidle along.
That's what Brother Amos.
Okay. She leads you towards the south of the tower. As she does so, you hear that you hear the same voice again from the mirrors around the room. Yes, very good. Well, I'll be looking forward to making your acquaintances properly. Sergeant Deltsev, I'll deal with you later. The rest of you, you're all dismissed. And as you're led toward the south of the tower, you watch as the guardsmen sort of disappear. Sergeant Deltsev spits on the floor as you pass. But other than that, there seems to be no kind of hostile action, as it were.
Nasty habit.
You are led into a small into an alcove just off this main chamber, and you can see that on the floor ahead of you, there is a section of what looks to be packed ice, clearly different from the floor around it, and you see, you otherwise see that you're being led towards a dead end.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going up, is the reply from the captain.
Is that the only way?
Don't see any stairs.
Stairs. Come on.
I am intrigued, I have to admit.
We're all agreed that the only way is up. Ooh, baby.
Where we're going, we don't need stairs.
Right.
Okay.
So she motions for you all to stand on this tightly packed ice around her. Do you do so?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does she want us to do? To stand on this? All right. Tightly packed ice.
Yes. It's clearly different to the floor around it. Looks almost decorative. But as the three of you step onto this area of ice, you see the captain. She clenches one of her fists, and you hear in your heads the slight sound of breaking glass, and you watch as all of a sudden you are all encased in what seems to be an ice of sorts. Your bodies are surrounded with this. It's not cold. It's like being inside a glass box all of a sudden. And you watch as your vision of the outside world goes blurry for just a couple of seconds, and then clears, and you now find yourselves in what looks to be quite a grand dining area. There's a large curved table with seats all around it. You can see that there's a raised area kind of in the centre of this table that seems to be being used as a stage of sorts. You can see that there are two small creatures sort of dancing and flitting around on this area, and you can hear the soft sound of a lute, kind of just vaguely in the distance, quite muffled. And then just as this clear cover had risen over you, so too then does it rise back? Does it fall back down to the ground, and you find yourselves able to move?
That was weird.
That was a new experience for me. I was a bit trepidatious at first. I thought we'd walked into a trap.
Yes. Well, we might have done. But,
we might well have done.
Yes.
We should learn not to be so trusting, but sometimes it pays.
I feel in some ways it should have been preceded by a visit to a chocolate factory, but bit of a Roald Dahl joke for you there. So these creatures we see, are they blue?
Yes, you sort of look over and you can see that these creatures do have blue skin.
Ooh, gonna draw the rapier.
As you draw the sword, Olwyn, the captain sort of looks down at you, and she's got a good foot on you, by the way. She's a tall, very heavily built woman. She sort of looks at you and she says, "I'd put that away if I were you."
Those creatures were known to us. They're not friendly.
Well, they're perfectly friendly to us. Make of that what you will. Come, this way.
Restow it, but I'm going to watch those creatures carefully.
Yes, so keep an eye on them.
Sure. as mentioned, there seemed to be like the sound of a lute you could vaguely hear as you appeared in this area, and now that the ice has disappeared from around you completely, you can hear the lute much more clearly. It sounds very, very familiar. It's a song you've heard not too long ago.
The bard.
So was this like lift music we were hearing? We stepped into this magical lift and it played lift music as it transported us to the next level.
Sort of.
Yes. Is it playing from Ipanema?
you only started to hear it when your vision cleared and you saw yourselves in this new room.
When we came out of the lift.
But then when you come out of this icy enclosure, you do hear this tune much more clearly. And as you look over to the centre of the room, you see that almost accompanying this acrobatics routine with the two small folk, you see a blue-skinned woman with horns that curl back across her head. And she's just sat gently on the table, strumming at her lute.
Is she a familiar-looking woman?
She is. You recognise this as Myril Ardelane, who you shared your fire with en route to Aldby.
Oh, hello, Myril.
Fancy seeing you here.
Hello there, Orwin. Otto. Yes, it's quite the coincidence, isn't it?
Yes, I would say so. Or is it? Is it a coincidence? Or is this a machination?
She chuckles to herself and she turns back to her playing. Meanwhile, the captain turns back to the three of you and says, "Come this way." And she leads you towards a small wooden door on the right-hand side of where you've appeared.
As we move through the room, are we going to be going anywhere near the blue flitting creatures?
No, you're not.
Is it possible to take a route that does go anywhere near them?
Not without breaking away from the captain. Like, you'd have to go quite deliberately out of your way to go past them.
Okay, fair enough. No, I won't do that then.
You want to get a dig in, do you?
No. No. Look, I wanted to see if they had any reaction to these things we've now got in our hair. You know.
Okay.
That was the thinking. Yes.
No worries. So you are led sort of through this wooden door off to the right hand side, and you find yourself in what looks to be a corridor of sorts. You can see that there is on the right hand side, on kind of the outside curve of the tower, there are two what looks to be bedroom doors, and on the inside there is a third door. And as you're approaching it, that door opens. And as the door on your left opens, you see something very surprising. Sort of stepping out of that doorway with seemingly a bundle of books in hand, dressed in quite a lovely green dress, you see the face of Lady Argentia. And as she appears through this doorway, she sort of looks over and says, "Oh, so sorry. I didn't realise the tower had guests. Sorry, Captain Orlov, to get in your way."
What's going on here?
No, not buying this. That's a false image.
A false image? Whatever do you mean?
You. No, that's not what you look like. It's very obvious you're hiding your image. Yes.
My name is Lady Argentia Malicine. I do not know who you are to be so impudent to a Taldan noble.
She doesn't know who we are.
Yeah, that's not Lady Argentia.
No.
No. The imposter.
Well, if we were not in the company of the good captain, I would probably tell you exactly what I thought of you. But I shall leave Hestrick here to do that for me. And with a haughty huff, Lady Argentia moves towards the second doorway on the right-hand side, opens it, and disappears inside.
It's a bit weird, but that very obviously was not Lady Argentia. You know, Lady Argentia being a very good friend of ours.
Yes.
I don't care. Come on.
You should. I mean, that's quite a big thing not to
Yes,
care
because
about.
we are seriously weirded out by this, Captain Olaf. You should understand that. We have seen a dear friend of ours who didn't seem to know us.
Yes.
If the lady says she didn't know you, she doesn't know you.
Remember, we are putting a great deal of trust in you.
Yes. Come here in good faith.
And
Get hit
I'm
by bloody metal bars.
And I'm taking you where you need to go. Come on. She continues walking down the corridor, motions for you to follow her.
Okay, we'll follow. Well, I'll follow.
I'll follow.
I must all follow as well.
All right. She leads you further down this corridor, where you see another wooden door ahead of you, which she opens up and ushers you through. And you find yourselves standing in a room broadly the same in shape and size as the dining hall that you were just in. It seems like you've crossed from one side of the tower to the other. You can see there looks to be quite a nice red carpet of sorts that has been laid out, leading towards another one of these tightly packed areas of ice. Again, there are 4 large mirrors that are dotted around this space, and you can see that there is a door leading off to the north, and flanking either side of the this packed ice area. You can see that there look to be 2 statues of nymphs, sort of very very beautiful looking fairy folk in statue form. They seem to be sort of presenting the way towards this ice structure on the floor. And once again, the captain motions for you to join her, standing on this icy floor.
Okay. But it's old hat now, yes. Just get straight on it.
Okay.
All right.
And you this time you hear as you all step onto it, you hear the captain. What languages does everybody speak?
Common, Dwarven, and Gnomish.
Common and Draconic.
Okay. Orwin?
Common.
Okay. Common. Okay. You hear the captain saying something in a language you don't quite fully understand. It's broadly the same as Common, but you can't quite grasp the whole meaning of what she's saying. She seems to say something. You assume that perhaps it's in a regional dialect of sorts. It sounds like it rhymes, but as she says this, once again the ice forms around your feet, sort of rises up to encase you. The vision of the room around you blurs, and then a second or two later, your vision clears, and you now see yourselves looking into a large circular chamber. You can see that around the edges of this chamber, you can see that there are various desks that are covered with books. Another couple of mirrors here and there. A couple of doorways leading off in various directions, and in the centre of the room, you can see just hovering there is a pale, ghostly image of what looks to be a globe. You can see that there are all these shapes and such covering it, dotted here and there with sort of little pinpricks of light. And as the ice melts away from around you, you see stepping out from behind this globe the same individual that you've seen in the mirrors so far. Long shoulder-length dark hair with a thick goatee and a sharpness to his eyes that looks that would not be out of place in in Taldor, in the land you've come from. He's dressed from head to toe in black and purple robes, and the whole outfit is tied off with a blue cloak with fur lining the shoulders. And as the ice fully melts away from you, he throws his arms wide to you all, and he says, "Ah, yes, now welcome. I am Radosek. Welcome properly to the Pale Tower. Now, let's get to business, shall we?"
All right. We want
All right.
Nadia and her daughter. I believe Thora.
All right.
Or,
All right, you've given me your demands. Now allow me to give you mine. I will release Nadia if you tell me where the Black Rider is. I know you know him.
All right.
Captain Orlov, you are dismissed. You may return to your studies. And the captain gives a nod, and you watch as the ice forms around her again, and she disappears from sight.
how does that thing actually work? I'm very interested. Could we work it if we needed to leave, or do we always need to be escorted?
Well, this is quite a marvellous feat of engineering, as I'm sure you'd agree.
Yes.
You see where this tower is made entirely of ice. We can't afford possible structural weaknesses such as stairs. So, my mistress, Najena, when she took over this tower from her mother, she had installed these state-of-the-art teleporting systems.
Oh, that would be the person who was pretending to be, yes, Lady Argentia. Right.
What was her name again?
Najena.
Najena? What
Najena.
Yes.
Pretending to be Lady Argentia? Whatever
Yes.
do you mean?
Yes.
Najena is on business in Whitethrone. She hasn't been here for some time.
So it wasn't her.
Well, assuming we believe. Anyway, yes, all right. So what guarantees do we have that you'll keep your word, that when we tell you this information about the Black Rider, that you'll keep your word? That was there was a sentence in there somewhere.
He walks over to one of the doors around the room, produces a key from his pocket, and sort of motions you over Orwin.
Okay, I'll go over.
And he says to you, "In good faith, I will show you that the woman you seek is alive and unharmed. You stay where you are."
Okay.
Pops the key into the lock, clicks it open, and swings the door inwards. And you can see, kind of sat inside this room, there's a fair, what could be a fairly comfortable bedroom. There's a basic bed, looks to be a desk and a set of shelves and stuff. And you see, just kind of sat on the bed, you can see Nadia.
You all right,
And
Nadia?
And she, as she sees you, Olwyn, her face falls a bit. They cart you to her.
No, just hold tight. We'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everyone will be fine.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah, don't worry. Just hang on.
And as you're having this conversation, Radosek closes the door and locks it once again. There you go. I've shown that she is safe and well.
What about Thora?
Thora? Thora is not part of our deal.
No, that was... You said you'd heard my demands. I mean, you clearly didn't then. Because Thora was definitely part of my demand.
I'm afraid Thora's not here. Najena had a special purpose for her, and she's been taken elsewhere.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Oh, well, we'd better be going then, hadn't we, chaps?
I'd like to see you try.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said I'd like to see you try.
Last time you saw us try something, the two of your guards nearly died. Are you sure you want to see us try again?
All I mean to say is you're welcome to leave. If you can.
So you're going to hold us hostage, is that right?
Not at all. You say you wish to leave, go ahead and leave. He gestures towards the teleporter.
You need to show us how to work it.
Okay, but first we're going to take Nadia with us. Alwyn will go to the door.
The door has been relocked.
Yes.
Just open the door, please.
Alwyn
First, tell me what you know of the Pale Rider. The Black Rider.
The Black Rider is dead.
Really? How curious. And what proof of this do you have for me?
Don't have any proof. I mean, it was a
didn't
bit
take a
weird, to be
souvenir.
honest. He came through the portal. He was clearly severely wounded. I think he'd had his throat cut, and then he just sort of evaporated into glittery. It was very weird, very weird. So that's why we came through the portal, was to see what the hell had happened. You know, what sort of person comes through a portal and then
Dies.
Evaporate.
So
yes, dies and turns into
here's a
glittery.
question for you. What were you doing by that portal in the first place?
We were investigating why, the area had become unseasonably cold.
Ah, I see.
Because it's killing people, and that's not really, on.
Well, as much as my heart bleeds for you, Olwyn, this winter and its spread are the orders of Queen Elvana herself. And as one of her loyal subjects, and as Najena's direct protege, I have a duty to see it fulfilled.
You indeed.
That's unfortunate, isn't it? Anyway, kept our word. Told you what happened to the Black Rider. You release Nadia now.
I think there's more to it. I find it
No.
hard to believe that you would have that the Black Rider would have said nothing to you before he passed.
Didn't get a chance. He was very severely wounded. Came through. Died.
He was trying to tell us something. I remember he had something to say, I think.
Oh, really? And what might that have been?
Well, we don't know because he didn't manage to say it.
It's very hard to speak when you've got your throat cut.
Yes.
We told you what you wanted to know.
Yes.
Now give us the girl.
One moment. First, I must check something. He walks up to the three of you, and you see he lifts his hand up just in front of him, sort of motions his fingers a tiny bit.
Going to put the hand on the rapier as he does so. Not going to draw it, just hand on it, ready.
My, you're awfully jumpy, aren't you? I'm just confirming something.
Been attacked by your people, been hit over the head with bloody metal bars repeatedly.
You've made it clear we're your prisoners here.
Yes.
So yes, we are on edge a little.
Give us if we question your honour.
My honour? Bold of you to assume I have any, he says with a sneer.
Yeah.
You see that does you that kind of attitude does you no favours whatsoever. How does that build trust?
As you're protesting here, Otto, he finishes wiggling his fingers in front of you, closes his eyes for just a second, and he says, "Yes. Well, it seems you might still be of use to me. Tell me, when the Black Rider died, did you take anything from his body?"
No, it all evaporated. It was... Told you that.
Well, that's
There's
very
nothing
curious.
to take. Even his horse went...
That's very curious because one of you, he narrows his eyes towards you, Brother Amos, is carrying two things that feel very much like two things I am looking for.
Are they two fists, by any chance?
Yeah, sick of this. Chardonnay, kill.
Okay, let's roll perception, folks.
20.
25.
No.
25 from Brother Amos.
Is it perception that I had?
Yeah.
Or initiative?
Yep.
Perception?
Perception.
Perception.
23.
23, okay. Is that still doing it right? Yes, it is. Brother Amos, what's your perception score?
It was 25.
I mean your modifier.
Oh, 6.
Your modifier is 6. Okay.
Somebody's got the same score as him. Maybe.
Okay. Actually, acting first is going to be Radosek himself. He looks over. He sees you, sort of about to command your wolf, Olwyn, and he sort of says, "Really? So it's like that." He steps back away from you. He lifts up his hand, and you see, very similar to when you were crossing past the creepy hut and got attacked by the exploding sort of sign in the snow. You see shards of ice beginning to form on his fingers, and he blasts them towards all of you. I need everybody to give me a... Just going to find the spell. I need everybody to give me a reflex save, please.
Now, I get +2 to my spell saves. So would
this
I include
is a spell.
that?
This is a spell.
So what do I roll?
It's a reflex saving throw.
21.
25
So
for Olwyn.
what do I throw and what do I add to it?
So it's a d20, and you add your reflex save bonus to it.
Reflex.
Just under your armour class. Under saving throws.
Ah, right, yes. 23.
3.
I think we all did pretty well there.
So your rolls were 23 for Otto.
Yes.
Okay. You take 3 points of cold damage as these icy shards spray across you. Brother Amos,
I rolled a 21.
21. You also take 3 points of damage as these ice shards break across you. Olwyn,
25.
okay. 3 points of cold damage. Chardonnay.
Oh, I didn't roll one for Chardonnay, sorry. I'll do that now. 19 plus 8. 27.
27. 3 points of cold damage to Chardonnay.
Okay.
But that is going to end his turn. Otto, you see also coming from kind of around the back of this globe, you see a goat sort of bounding forwards in your direction.
A goat.
A goat, yes. It gets right up to you, seemingly ready to try and ram you, but it does not do so on this occasion. It's yeah, there we go. That's the end of Radasek's turn. We are round to Brother Amos.
I'd like to know why you're keeping a goat in your quarters. Brother Amos is going to produce a flurry of blows.
Okay. Who are you aiming for? Radasek or the goat?
Radasek, yes.
Okay. So your first action will need to be to move up to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You
Sure.
move up to him and you make your flurry of blows.
10.
A 10 is a miss, unfortunately.
26.
26 is a hit. Roll damage.
Six.
6 points of damage, okay. And then one action left.
I'll use my powerful fist.
Okay.
That's gonna miss.
Okay. So you rush up towards him, make a few strikes towards him. It catches you off guard. He seems to be, although he looks quite reedy and not that physically adept, shall we say. He's quicker than he looks, and the padding underneath his robe seems to give him quite a good layer of protection. But you do land one good strike on his collarbone as you do so, Brother Amos. End of your turn there. We are around to Otto.
Now, I have been animal form once today. Can I do it again, or?
If you have another second level spell slot left, then yes.
Second level spell slots.
I feel like you might have used them because didn't you become a snake when you were fighting in the bar?
Yes, I did. So I have used it.
So as a star, should you have 2 or 3? Sorry, one sec.
I've got a 3 written in my number 2 box.
Oh, so in that case, you do have 1 left. You should have 1 left then.
This would be a good time to do it, I think.
You've got a number 3 in your number 2 box.
A number 3 in my number 2 box, yes. And a number 4 in my number 1 box.
Oh no, that's that's not one at all. Yeah, you should have 3 second level spells. I don't think you've used them for anything else.
Right. No, I haven't used any of them. So I will transform myself back into the snake because that just seems to work so well for me.
Okay. You transform into the snake, and you have 1 action left, Otto.
Am I within range to strike at Doltsev?
So Doltsev was the sergeant on the ground floor.
Oh, sorry, Radisek.
So Radisek is a good distance away from you. You'd have to move 10 feet to get close to him. However, this goat has come running towards you, and it is within your range, Otto.
Oh, the goat was a bit threatening. Very well, I will attack the goat.
Right.
Because it's just because it's Radisek's goat.
All right. Roll that attack.
23.
23 is a hit. Roll damage there.
Oh, 8 points of piercing and 5 points of poison.
Ooh, nasty bite. You get straight under this goat's neck and inject a burst of poison into it, and you deliver that nasty blow. So that's going to end your turn there, Otto. We are around to Olwyn.
So the first thing I was doing was instructing Chardonnay. So yes, going to say Chardonnay, kill, and I'm actually going to point at the goat.
All right, you can do that.
What I would like Chardonnay to do is move so that he is flanking with Otto.
Yes, Chardonnay can do
goat.
that. Chardonnay has 40 feet of movement.
And Well, he's actually got 35 with the barding, but yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And attack the goat.
Okay, roll that attack.
19.
19 is a miss, unfortunately. Chardonnay goes to snap towards the goat, and the goat just turns and knocks Chardonnay away with its horns.
That's an adept goat.
Hang on, no, that's a lie. You're flanking, that's a hit. 19 is a hit.
Okay. So that's 7 points of damage.
Right, 7 points of damage there.
Alwyn himself would like to move so that he is flanking Radisek with Brother Amos.
Yes, 15. You can do that with 25 feet.
Yep. And with final action, draw the rapier.
Okay. Alright then. So end of your turn there, Olwyn. We are back round quite quickly to Radisek. And he sort of looks over at you, Otto, in your snake form. And he says, huh. Cute. He lifts up his hand, begins sort of moving his fingers as one might move them when unpicking a badly stitched bit of fabric, and he releases whatever energy this is in your direction, Otto. And your animal form dissipates.
With my recognise spell, would I recognise that that was a dispel magic?
I think you would. Let me just. Yes, you would. It's second level below. Yes, you would. You recognise that as dispel magic.
Watch out! It's going to. Oh.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh well.
That's never happened before.
Yes, that's. I've heard that said.
And I think were the words coming from your own mouth.
There's tablets you can get for that.
With his last action, Radosek. What's he going to do? With his last action, Radosek will quite confidently step away from you, Olwyn and Brother Amos. Moves 15 feet across the room. But that ends his turn. Oh, no, hang on, sorry. The goat in front of you, Otto, it rams you with its horns as just as this ends.
I hate it when goats do that.
But I've got a 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
All right. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as this goat catches you square in the gut. There, Otto. But that does end Radosek's turn. We're round to Brother Amos.
What is he? 15 feet away now.
From you, he is. He's 20 feet away.
I'm going to draw my hand crossbow.
All right.
I'm going to load it, and then I'm going to fire it at him.
Okay, roll that attack.
$25.
25 will hit. Roll damage.
4.
4. Okay. That ends your turn, Brother Amos. Otto, you're up.
I will produce flame and set the goat on fire.
Yay!
Okay, roll that attack.
Is it a D20 again?
D20 plus your spell attack bonus.
It is 18.
Where he's flanked, that is a hit. Roll the damage.
And it is just a 1d4.
It should be 2d4 because you're now 3rd level.
2d4. So that is 8.
8 points. You watch as your flame licks across the goat. It doesn't seem to take as much damage as you would think it would, but it is looking badly hurt at this point.
Do you mean badly hurt?
One action left, also.
I will draw my dagger.
All right. We're round to Orwin.
First action will command Chardonnay to keep attacking the goat.
Okay.
So keep going, Chardonnay. So 2 attacks from Chardonnay. The first one is 21.
Don't bother rolling the second one. The first one, the goat was on 1 hit point.
Oh, right.
Chardonnay bites into the goat, and the goat disappears in a puff of very acrid smelling smoke.
Oh, right. Okay. For Alwyn, how far away from him is Radisek?
You can get there with 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So I'd like to move so that I am the other side of Radisek to Brother Amos. In case Brother Amos decides to
Okay.
to come in up close. And strike with the rapier.
Okay, roll attack.
20.
20 is a miss. As you strike towards him with your rapier, Olwyn, you think you've got him dead to rights, and then as the rapier strikes, it hits a previously imperceptible magical force field.
It's got magic shield.
That ends your turn there, Olwyn.
That does.
You see, once again, very confidently, he moves away from you, Orwyn, to a door on kind of the east of the room. Opens the door and says, "Well, cheery bye now. Let's see how long it takes you to reconsider. You can't get out, you know, not unless I tell you how to." He disappears behind the door and closes it. And that is where we're going to end for tonight, folks.
Ooh.
So,
Damn it, wish I had attack of opportunity.
Are the next 30 games just us in a cell slowly starting?
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com, editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.